So I watch content all the time, and I'm trying to get inspiration, learn different things about cameras, settings, different ways to create different content, and I feel like there's gaps in a lot of what I'm trying to learn. I feel like it's split into two categories. You have those that tell you all the tech specs, and you may see a little bit of their content on occasion. And then you have others that are super creative, and all you see is their content, but they don't really tell you the settings they're in, or the specs, the camera they're using, the lens they're using. So my goal is to explain to you guys the settings I'm using, if you're wondering, and kind of fill the gap on the areas that interest me.
I got my daddy! Put me down.
So the first shots in this video are all on the Lumix S9 with the kit lens. And also all this was recorded on the Lumix S9. The kit lens is honestly pretty incredible. I've never used a kit lens with any other camera. I've always been against using a kit lens. I just feel like they're not very good, but this lens is super surprising.
When I was little and I went to Gigi's friend's house, she told me,
I'll throw you off into the deep end.
go ahead.
Alright, I will.
I recently picked up the Lumix 50mm prime lens, and that's what I used in the night shots for this video.
Lady.
But one year he got access to another parking lot and he charged $1 for a parking space or whatever. We'll get something in a little bit
I
there.
wonder if we can go all the way over here.
Alright, let's walk that way then. Follow Josh.
About right there.
Yes, I was thinking going over there.
It did really good in low light. Doesn't look like there's a lot of noise. You may see some noise or see something I didn't notice, but to me it looks pretty good.
Cameron, come get a picture of me real quick. And the first turn off where people.
I'm good.
Well, then it'll be good on this side then instead of the other side. I was thinking that they shot them.
People are getting in the water.
See?
Oh yeah, there you go.
I want an icy.
I wish I brought my Dr. Pepper.
I'm thirsty. Look, there's a firework!
I'm just an amateur videographer. I do this for fun, and I apply videography to my business and to the marketing side of my business. I also do a lot of dirt bike and go-kart videos. So I originally started off on Sony, and Sony has, 120 frames per second, 60 frames per second. All that's pretty standard on Sony, and I really leaned into the whole slow-mo thing, and it was very fitting because I was in racing, and racing, it's all fast speed stuff, so you're gonna want to slow it down. And I learned a whole lot, from Sony, and because of the 120 frames per second stuff. But I really wanted to start challenging myself and doing more like day in the life videos and just stuff with more color and, I don't know, a little more creativity involved. I feel like the racing content is very exciting and, gets your adrenaline going, but it's not something I can do all the time. So I ran across Lumix, and the colors, I don't know, just made a lot of sense to me and really inspired me. So I started recording a lot more and doing the day in the life stuff that I always kind of thought about doing with Sony, but didn't really work for me because of their stabilization isn't great. The colors when I'm grading them just don't come out right for some reason, and Lumix really just clicked with me. So I've had a lot of fun messing around with Lumix, and I want to continue to create content like this. But this is just some shots of 4th of July with my family and some friends. We went and saw some fireworks. My family and I, we did some grilling out and hung out by the pool some yesterday on the 4th of July. So just made some content about that and put it together. Just wanted to show you guys what it really looks like on the Lumix S9. The 50 mil prime, it was also awesome. It was very impressive. It was definitely a good purchase. All of this was recorded in 24 frames per second, so, or 23.98, whatever. But I've always, like I said, done 120 frames. 60 frames was like probably the slowest I did. I did a lot of sports edits too, like softball, football, soccer edits, things like that. And the higher frame rates are kind of required in those situations, but I wanted to challenge myself to do some 24 frames per second stuff and some more cinematic looking videos and day in the life stuff, and stuff I didn't have to slow down. So this is a day full of that, and I hope you guys enjoy this content.
Probably after he forgot to get on my lockdown. Come on, so here's the finale.
If you guys have any questions, make sure you reach out, drop a comment. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I may have missed, or any further questions you might have about what I did here. But yeah, I just wanted to start making some content about questions I had and fill in the gaps about things I can't figure out, or wanted to see content with the actual equipment they're talking about. So here's some of it, and I appreciate you guys watching.